Okay guys, this is how to Brembo swap a newer Durango. This is a 21 Durango, and here are 4-pod Brembos on the rear with a new rotor. Now, not everyone is gonna be able to get a deal and find the correct rotors or get the Brembos with the rotors. Luckily, I got the Brembos with brand new pads in them, but not the rotors. So I'm gonna give you the part number for the rotors from O'Reilly's that will work for your build. And I'm gonna tell you everything else you need to do to put the Brembos on, okay? So first of all, you're gonna need what's called an E20 Torx socket. Now that is a socket that goes over a Torx head. Similar to an Allen head, but a Torx head, it's an E20. Probably 20 mil, whatever. That's what you need to get the front Brembos off. The rear Brembos, you need an 18 mil, and then you need a 13 for the brake lines themselves. And the nice thing about this style Durango, obviously these Brembos I have on the back are super used compared to the new ones that I got a deal on. But, fuck man, I don't even know what I was gonna say. So the nice thing about this style Durango, and I can't comment on the Durangos that are older than these, is that I know at least the 19 or 20 and up, the Brembos are direct bolt onto the hubs. You do not need adapters, okay? These Brembos that I put on here are off of a Jeep Grand Cherokee. The rear ones bolt directly on, the front ones will bolt directly on. And all you need are the tools that I mentioned, plus obviously taking your wheels off. Keep in mind that the rotors actually have, and I didn't know this, so I ended up ripping it. The rotors actually have an O-ring that go around here that hold the rotor on during assembly at the plant. That way they don't rattle off on the line, whatever. You can use a pick and get that off and put that back on if you want it to hold the rotor on for you. So let me get the part numbers real quick. So rear rotors, O'Reilly part number 7809G1 RGS. That fits the rears, goes over the e-brake and everything. Front rotors 780960 RGS. Yeah, so one is 6.1 and one's 6.0. That's the difference on there. One's the front rotor, one is the rear rotor. Double confirm here before these end up being some crazy rear thing. I haven't opened this or put the front ones on yet. So the front ones will be going on soon. I'm waiting for a friend of mine to bring my E20 socket back. Oh yeah, these are definitely front rotors. Okay, so that's this part of the video, basically telling you what tools you need and that the Brembos are direct fit. I will add more to this video here shortly as we put them on, but it is very simple. The rears, all we had to do was take the 2 bolts out and take the rotor off and bolt the Brembo on. So when I get to the other side and I start doing the other side, I'll take a little video clip showing each bolt. Okay guys, here is the other side. And what you have here is you have the 18 mil right there. And then you have another 18 mil right there. You don't have to worry about taking the caliper from the bracket. You can just remove this completely. And I did lie, the brake line size is actually a 15 mil. Okay, now one of the things that is a little bit different is, and it might be different for this one, not really sure yet. Let's see. Nope, so it's gonna be a little bit different, okay? So the Brembo goes on like this with the bleeders facing up, right? Okay. This right here is where the brake line goes. Now, you're gonna have to do one of two things. Either you're gonna have to shave this down a little bit, or you have to shave the line down a little bit. I shaved the line down on the other side like this in order for it to go flat. I might have to shave a little bit more. I haven't checked it yet, but that's the only way that it's actually gonna fit on the Brembo. But other than that, it's those 2 bolts and this, and then obviously removing the rotor, and that's literally all it is for the rear. Okay, so this is what the front one looks like with the Brembo installed. You do not need to modify the brake line at all like you do on the rear where you gotta grind it. It bolts up 100%. And then here is what it looks like stock. You have your bolt, you have your E20 up top here, and you have another E20 down here. Just like the rears, super easy to do for that. And then after this, then I'll have to show how to use Alfa OBD to bleed the brakes. Okay, everybody, so I didn't videotape the bleeding just because I needed both my hands, but all you need to do is go around, take all the bleeders off, or not all the bleeders off, sorry, take all the caps off all the bleeders. Get yourself this kit from O'Reilly's here. Okay, it's a vacuum bleeder. And you're gonna wanna start in the rear, and you wanna vacuum bleed all of the brakes all the way around. After they're vacuum bled, make sure the brake reservoir is still full. And you want it to be, basically, you can fill it all the way to the top because you're gonna lose fluid during this. So go around, vacuum bleed it once. Then you're gonna use OBD2 dongle and Alfa OBD, either on an Android phone or Windows computer, to start the brake bleed procedure. Start the procedure. You have to have your foot on the brake. Start the procedure. The ABS does its thing. After that, I went back and I vacuum bled them again, but this time I had somebody pump the brake pedal just because I wanted to make sure, because I didn't want to do this more than once, you know, take it outside and have to do it again. And vacuum bled from the rear all the way around to the front again. Then we reinitiated the ABS brake bleed, and that was it. Now everything's good to go. So we're gonna put the wheels back on the car and we're done.